Hi, and welcome to this presentation regarding virtual and augmented reality. Today I will be talking about some of the key aspects regarding the subject, as well as cool trivialities such as use cases or fun facts. I will start off by talking a little bit about the history of virtual and augmented realities, and then move on forward to the technology behind it. The history behind virtual and augmented reality. Virtual and augmented reality has really been around since many decades despite popular belief, as concepts similar to the modern headsets being around as early as the 1980s, as it can be seen in the picture presenting one of NASA's first virtual reality headset concept. Together with the words virtual, augmented, mixed, or artificial, computer-mediated reality worlds are some of the most interesting technologies shifting the fabric of society at the moment. As it's being under development for over 30 years, prototypes are emerging in the current markets, with many products being accessible to the open public. Many are excited to try the technology out, as some claim it to be the most amazing achievement since toasted bread. All over the world, virtual and augmented reality headsets take part in presentations and events such as advertising campaigns in order to create excitement for potential customers. This means that augmented realities are here to stay, and it represents only the beginning for this technology. Many believe that we are currently experiencing the top of advancements for virtual and augmented reality, as popularity is only rising together with social interest. Virtual reality headsets. As mentioned earlier, virtual realities are based on computer simulated graphics which try to give the appearance of real worlds taking place. Users are connected by visual stimuli. This is done in order to achieve a simulated feeling with the means of making the user feel different sensations. Early concepts that were introduced around the year 2010 were much slower and heavier compared to current products, which made the experience unbearable and leaving most users sick. Since then, multiple technologies vastly improved VR or AR experiences, as much higher standards of simulated worlds can be achieved now, meaning a greater experience overall. It is quite difficult task to make virtual reality technology consumer friendly. There are so many different aspects of one needs to take into account at all times. Decent manufacturers use technology known as low persistence. This technology aids in reducing latency, which helps create a fun and immersive VR experience. Low persistence is vital in the VR world. A combination of powerful technologies will help create a VR ecosystem everyone can enjoy. Low persistence plays a big role in this process, reducing latency and shaking images while experiencing VR all attributes to a proper experience. Otherwise, users would experience a wider range of effects, including simulary sickness and spatial desync. None of those experiences are even remotely fun, that much is certain. There are benefits and downsides to low persistence, though. One downside is how images can get blurry when one moves because the image is always there. Users may experience the visual effect of seeing data from previous frames. Low persistence aims to rectify the situation by showing a frame, turning it off, and then showing a new frame when it's ready. This reduces the blur to a bare minimum and often gets rid of it completely. The downside to this technique is how the VR hardware needs to be more powerful in order to accommodate low persistence. More specifically, it needs a high refresh rate than when you normally display. Unfortunately, not all current VR headsets are capable of achieving higher refresh rates, since the hardware is fairly limited in what it can achieve. Furthermore, the displays in the headset needs to support the higher frame rate as well. To put this into perspective, low persistence would turn showing an image 60 frames per second into operating at a minimum of 76 frames per second or higher. Right now, 90 frames per second is the maximum refresh rate most VR headsets can handle. Future generations could go as high as 120 frames per second or higher. It will take a few years before low persistence can effectively become the norm in VR. As it's usually the case, the hardware has to catch up with the software. Other technologies are included in order to further advance the experience. Motion control is a vital part of the mixed realities experience as it represents the gateway of interaction between the user and the digital world itself. Motion control has its early basis in video game technology, being present in systems such as the popular Wii. The controllers feel using the accelerometers, which then read the spatial information in order to further display it on the screen, thus allowing the user to interact back and forth with the system, simulating the act of feeling and interacting with objects. Another important technology required in working VR headsets are the lenses, required for all displayed visuals which the user sees. The lenses of the headset are responsible for mapping up the close display to a wide field of view, which also provides a more comfortable distant point of focus. One challenge with this is providing consistency of focus, because eyes are free to turn within the headset. It is important to avoid having to refocus to prevent eye strain. Fresnel lenses are commonly used in virtual reality headsets due to their compactness and lightweight structure. The lenses do not use multiple pieces of material in the lenses like other lenses, but the lens will be broken down into sections, allowing the individual to have a wider range of view. The issue seen with the lens consists of seeing the ridges of the lenses when the headset is not properly aligned on the head. The lenses introduce distortion and chromatic aberration, which is typically corrected in the software. The lenses can also be adjusted dynamically to account for a user's eyeglass prescription so that the user can use the headset without corrective eyeglass. The VR headset contains two small LCD monitors, each projected on one eye, creating a stereoscopic effect that gives the user the illusion of depth. The proximity of the screen to the eyes has given some experts pause, speculating what types of eye disorders may be created by fully immersing yourself into these intense ocular exercises for long periods of time. Eye strain may occur whenever you are focusing on one object for an extended amount of time, as in watching a long movie or staring at your computer or smartphone all day. With all of the possible negative effects VR might wreak on our vision, the fine tuning and further development of virtual reality systems and headsets could actually make our eyes stronger since they have to adjust and maintain binocular vision. Another cool feature which is taking part of the apex of VR products is the functionality of LiDAR. LiDAR stands for Light Detection and Ranging and uses an array of infrared lasers to quickly scan and measure distance in an array of 3D dots, creating a 3D spatial map of a room in seconds. One of the most sought after products on the VR market, the Vario XR3, adds depth sensing along with its pass through cameras plus hand and eye tracking, and can make blends of VR and the real world happen on the display that could look as good as any high end monitor. LiDAR range scans can be used to quickly create accurate 3D models for virtual reality and as a basis to visualize sets of photographs, videos, and virtual objects in a cohesive environment. An omnidirectional treadmill, also known as ODT, is a mechanical device similar to a typical treadmill that allows a person to perform locomotive motion in any direction, allowing for 360 degrees of movement. The ability to move in any direction is how these treadmills differ from their basic counterparts that permit only unidirectional locomotion. Omnidirectional treadmills are employed in immersive virtual environment implementations to allow unencumbered movement with the virtual space. The machine helps give the user the impression that they can move freely in a virtual or mixed reality environment, a capacity that is essential for a fully immersive experience. Most omnidirectional treadmills tether the user on a platform that moves to conform to the user direction of locomotion, keeping them within a restricted area while affording the perception of the movement. Augmented reality. Augmented reality continues to develop and become more pervasive among a wide range of applications. Since its conception, marketers and technology firms have had to battle the perception that augmented reality is a little more than a marketing tool. However, there is evidence that consumers are beginning to derive tangible benefits from this functionality and expect it as part of their purchasing process. For example, some early adopters in the retail sector have developed technologies that are designed to enhance the consumer shopping experience by incorporating augmented reality into catalog apps. Stores let consumers visualize how different products would look different in some environments. Elsewhere, augmented reality's benefits could extend to the healthcare sector, where it could play a much bigger role. One way would be through apps that enable users to see highly detailed 3D images of different body systems when they hover their mobile device over a target image. For example, augmented reality could be a powerful learning tool for medical professionals throughout their training. Some experts have long speculated that wearable devices could be a breakthrough for augmented reality, whereas smartphones and tablets show a tiny portion of the user's landscape. Smart eyewear, for example, may provide a more complete link between real and virtual realms if it develops enough to become mainstream. VR and AR technology are getting people excited, not necessarily because of what they currently offer, but because of what they can do for us in the future. While most people assume that these technologies will be used for gaming, it has so many other practical applications. VR could change the medical field, how we experience cinema, or how we teach our children. The list of applications will only continue to grow going forward. Currently, it can immerse you in the content that you're watching. It makes you feel like you're physically inside of the world that you're viewing. It's absolutely fascinating. I'm more excited about where virtual and augmented reality is taking us. Thank you for watching this presentation on VR and AR. I hope this cleared up many of the misconceptions you had about virtual and augmented reality, and I also do hope you learned some interesting trivia. Until next time.